beep, 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 beep. The BBC World Service. Tonight's stories.
Okay.
Shipping or
All right. Welcome to Al Qadim. Right. So I am going to. I'm going to go around one at a time. I'm going to get you to explain who your character is. Tell us anything that you particularly want to tell us about them, and I'll then tell you where you are and why you are there. And I'll probably do that individually. So I'll go down my list. I'll start with James.
Okay, I am Nabil Abdul Zan. I am, I think I'm a sorcerer in Al Qadim, which is in Pathfinder, is the wizard class. So, yeah, and with me, running, sat on the shoulder of my blue Abba is Barbosa, my monkey.
Okay, right. Nabil is. Actually, I'm trying to think. I think, James, you've got this written down. Nabil is not from.
Would you like my
Muluk, is he?
backstory?
If you can give us it quickly.
Nabil grew up at a caravanserai on the outskirts of somewhere with a rather complex name. At age 11, he became an apprentice with a other sorcerer because he was persecuted by superstitious locals. He travelled with his master along the caravan routes with different caravans, often between Hayal and Muluk over the furrowed mountains. Later, so more recently, we have been travelling on the shipping routes as far as Quadra, but we remain based in Muluk. We provide, you know, it's quite often fairly useful to have some magical support, and potentially if you're boarded by pirates, which thankfully hasn't happened, but every now and again it does, and just generally helping around the docks and potentially keeping people amused. Prestidigitation can come in handy. However, for the past 18 months, I have not been working with my master. He's decided to take more of a backseat role, so he'll help me organise stuff, and he's around the house doing a little bit of scribing scrolls and so on, whilst I'm still frequently off travelling.
Okay, so yeah, you've come back. You've travelled to Kadra. You've just got back from a long sea voyage. You've been back. You've seen your master, and you've gone visiting the Grand Bazaar. And there are a number of bazaars in and around Muluk, the city that you now live in, and have done for a number of years, or at least call your base while you're off travelling. And this is it's outside the walls. It's near the ports, and it is where the It's where foreign goods come in. It's a great place to buy. Muluk is famous for its purple clothing and purple goods, and it's a great place to buy indigo dye. It's a great place to eat amazing kind of street food, lots of hustle and bustle. It's a great place to go and get various places from other parts of the empire. If a ship comes in, it comes to the Grand Bazaar. If sailors have got stuff that they've bought and stuff that they are trying to sell, that's where they'll try and sell it. There's other places you'd go as a local if you were going to try and buy things, but the Grand Bazaar's got hustle and bustle, so you're trying to get yourself back into being in the city and enjoying being back at home and picking up the sights and the sounds and get some wicked stewed mutton that's been slow baked in a deep pot for sealed for 6 hours since dawn. So it's a cool place to go and do those kind of things.
I'm also hoping to procure a flower pot for my master's fresh cuttings.
Okay. Right. Right. Okay. I'm gonna cut to Charlie next and say, Charlie, I'm going to tell you a couple of bits about Yusuf.
Can I just compliment on Obi-Wan Liam?
These are not the characters you are looking for. Okay, Charlie. Yusuf is in Muluk, but he doesn't come from Muluk. He originally hails from the city of Hayal, which is also known as the City of Intrigue. Nabil comes from a place at the top of a river near there. You are a cleric of Najam, who is the god of adventure and of travel. So I leave it up to you as to why it is that you're in Muluk. But I would suggest that you've just got off the boat, and the obvious place to go is the bazaar. Boat food is great for the first kind of, I don't know, 6 months. After that, well, after about the first 5 minutes, it goes downhill. So the chances to get something really good to eat and wander the crowds and stretch your legs and things all sounds good to you. So
Yep.
what can you tell us about Yusuf?
About Yusuf? I'm doing a trawl around the world to gain experience and learn the curiosity to learn more.
Okay.
So the journey's important rather than a destination. How's that?
That sounds good to me. I am going to set. Actually, should I do that now? Shall I do that in a minute? No, I shall do that in a minute. I shall say, Liam.
Yes.
Jafar, I see as a native of Muluk. I don't know that I've got the photo of the picture that you drew of him anywhere that I can share it and put it up on screen. I should have done really, but hey. Would you like to tell us about Jafar and tell us why he is wandering the Grand Bazaar on this late in the morning of this day?
I can't rightly tell you, no. Truth told, I've not put any thought into it.
Make something up.
Native of Muluk. I don't know, I sort of see myself. I wouldn't go so far to say greedy or sleazy, but or distrustful, or not a 100% genuine character who uses his sort of influential powers for his own gains, shall we say? Yeah, that's the sort of route I want to go down.
Okay. Right. So you're at the bazaar, seeing what you can seeing what you can make, or you looking to buy, or just generally hanging?
Looking for the opportunity to not profit as such, but you know, advance my position, advance myself. Interest.
Okay. Can you give us a quick description of yourself? Because I really liked the description you had of yourself.
Fat bloke, twizzly moustache, kebab shop owner waistcoat, turban with a big brooch on it there, baggy trousers, and twizzly little slippers with pom-poms on the end.
Dressed like a Greek soldier.
Sure.
A kind of fat Greek soldier.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Bear with me half a tick, and I will go. If this will work, it worked earlier. Please work again now. Right. Oh, there we go. There is a picture.
Oh, there we
of
go.
the bar.
I was just doing the same thing.
There we go.
We had exactly the same idea.
Yeah, there we go. Right. So that's Jafar. Right, which brings us last but certainly not least to Anwar Abid Hazim. Anwar is a mountain of a man, very big, very strong. Is striding through the market, wearing a pair of kind of big, kind of Arabian Nights style baggy trouser, pajama. I think Liam said pajamas, kind of trouser things. Yeah, no shirt. But this what he thinks evidently is this wicked indigo dyed waistcoat inlaid with little mirrors and symbols and embroidery, and he bears on his face from here running down in a loop and back up to here two tattoos which are the sign of a novice Muluk, Muluk of the Respected, who are the guards and the civil service of Muluk. There are Muluk of the Respected are also in other cities across the land, but they've got a very strong base here. Ollie, would you like to tell us why you are wandering the market on your day off, and if there's anything particular that you're after or not after?
Don't think so. I think we've been doing a lot of work, so just love to get away, have a look at the market, stuff like that, really.
Find something good to eat.
Yeah.
Look out for some more wicked looking threads.
Something like that.
Okay, right. So you have been you've been wandering the market. Yusuf is it's your first time in Muluk, and your eye is caught by a stall that has these brilliant indigo clothes, really nicely dyed with indigo dye, purple, quite luxuriant looking. Prices seem a little expensive as you're kind of looking at it, and yeah, Nabil, because I had this discussion with James earlier, Nabil sees you and can tell from the way that you're dressed and how you look. He kind of makes half a guess that you're from Hayal, and decides to take pity on you and let you know that while the clothes are all right, in the Grand Bazaar they will be very, very expensive, and they are there purely to rip off the tourists. And as you and he are from the same area and are both kind of strangers in a land, although I mean he's lived here for kind of 10 years plus on and off, he takes pity on you and says, you know, if you want threads like that, the place to go is probably the cloth bazaar further inside the town, and you'll get much better prices on clothing. So this really is to kind of rip off the sailors and people. So the two of you are talking, and at the same time, Anwar and Jafar are strutting around, checking it out to see what's happening, when there is an almighty shout and thundering feet, and the crowd, the whole crowd starts to move in one particular direction. So I'm kind of guessing that you would all go and investigate what the hubbub was about.
Yeah, let's go and see what the noise is.
Yeah, on my way, I glance up to make sure that Barbosa's there and is not the centre of attention.
Jeffrey, take the clothes. No, not up the tree.
Otherwise, some prestidigitation may have to come into effect.
No, you can tell through your link with Barbosa that he's quite relaxed but inquisitive about what's going on. A big scrum starting to form near one of the wells in the bazaar, and you catch sight of two guys. One of them is a fisherman, and the other one appears to be a porter. And the fisherman has chased the porter, and as you kind of go, what's going on over there? You just see him start to lay into this porter and just beat the living daylights out of him. And the porter's got hold of something. And suddenly you see the porter, he's obviously going down, he's not going to stay up. And instead of put his arms up to try and defend himself and fend the fisherman off, he throws what is in his hands up in the air, and it arcs over and it flies down, and it's bright, brilliant, shining red. It's about a foot long, and it arcs down and it just clips the side of the well and lands on the top of it. And you just make it out as a foot-long fish with ruby red scales. Brilliant red, an amazing colour. You've never seen the like of it in something living before. And it flicks its tail and vanishes down into the well. And as it disappears into the well, the fisherman turns back around and with a scream of anguish just starts pounding this poor sod who's lying on the ground underneath him, and yelling and shouting.
What's his station?
Oh, you sod. You know what? I don't think it says. The fisherman is very poor, and he's fairly low station, and the porter's probably less than him. So yeah, they're. I mean, they are peasants. The guy's a fisherman. He looks like a down on his luck fisherman, and the porter he's a porter. He's nobody of repute. Yeah. So as the fisherman gives a last thump to the porter, he stands up and rushes off towards the well, which, I mean, it's only about sort of 4 feet away from him, and rushes over to the well, with a kind of, there's this general sense in the crowd that, oh well, that's over, not really anything worth seeing now, and people start kind of wandering away. I hate to lead you on by the nose, but if you just wander away as well, it's going to be somewhat of a short evening.
So we need to walk up and chat with the man.
Yeah.
Me and my lovely priest self, I'll make sure everybody's alright and nobody's injured if he's battered him a bit.
Okay, so Jafar wants... Yusef. You're going to go and have a word with the port, go and have a look at the porter, or go and
have a look at the porter and make sure he's all right.
Okay. You rush over to the porter, and do you have? He's unconscious, and I mean he's been battered into the ground. Do you
use rebuke death?
Sorry?
Does that mean he gets to use rebuke death?
He's not that. No. He hasn't been cut to ribbons. He's been punched into the ground. He doesn't have rebuke death.
I'm going to use mending instead.
I'm guessing you've. Sorry. Carry
I
on.
can give you. I can use prestidigitation to create a crude hammer that would be no actual use, but add to the scene.
I think we'll maybe drop that. Okay, so Yusef hurries over and sees this guy lying there.
Is channel energy any help?
Channel energy might be help. Have you got a heal skill?
Yeah. Cure light wounds.
No. That's a spell.
Oh,
a
right.
spell, not a skill. On the front of your character sheet, if I can find Yusef.
It's based on wisdom, so you're probably going to be
on the
13 wisdom.
Now, on the right hand side of the front of your character sheet, it says skills.
Yes, I've got heal 1.
Heal of 1. Okay. Well, we'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. Can you roll me a d20 and add your massive score of 1 to it?
11 total. 11.
I'm sure it's 1 because have you taken a level in it? Because then shouldn't you also get your wisdom bonus and isn't it a class skill?
He hasn't taken a level in it.
He's
only got 3 skills, and he took knowledge, religion, perception, and spellcraft. I've suddenly realised that knowledge, religion, I have miscalculated on the character sheet, and that is a class skill, so it should have a 3. As should spellcraft. So those are both going up. That's at a 5, and knowledge, religion is also at a 5. Right. Okay. I'll make a note of that for you, Charlie, later.
Could I first try and figure out what type of fish it was, and secondly appraise the fish?
How? It's in a well.
Well, I mean,
it's in a well.
You've kind of glimpsed it. What are you thinking? What have you got? You've got knowledge, nature. Do you have knowledge, nature?
Yes, I do. I've got a score of 9.
All right. Roll me a knowledge, nature check.
15.
15. Okay. You kind of cast your mind back over the 18 months or so that you've just spent sailing coastal waters all the way to Kadra and back. And in all that time, looking over the edge of the boat when you're not needed for other things, you've seen through the crystal clear water all manner of things, especially around coral reefs. Never ever have you in your memory seen a fish that was this brightly coloured or this amazingly coloured. It's a really, really bizarre it's a really bizarre coloured fish. You've never seen the like of it, and you've cast your mind back through all of those times spent looking over the edge of the boat down into the water, watching the coral or the sand slip beneath. You've seen lots of fish. You've never seen one that's this vibrant or quite shaped like this.
Okay. I won't bother trying to appraise it then.
No. What I would say is, if you were to catch a fish,
it's a red fish.
It's not just red. It was almost red jeweled.
Iridescent.
Iridescent, but beyond iridescent. It was as though it was wearing a coat of rubies. Such was its richness. As far as appraisal goes, do you have an appraise score?
I do have an appraise score of 5.
Oh, roll me a appraise check. 8. All you can say is that on its appearance alone, it's going to fetch more than a lot of fish would. It was big, it was giant, it was red. You have no idea what it would be worth, but it would be worth some money. People would buy that. They would maybe put it in an aquarium. Whatever they did, it would probably fetch some money at market. Whether or not that was 10 GP or 3,000 GP, you really wouldn't want to hazard a guess, but it would be worth some money. You're not going to buy it for 3 copper pieces.
Okay.
So can we ask the trader where he got it from?
Oh, hang on a sec. Right, I'm going to say, so Charlie, you race over and you start caring for the guy, and the guy starts to come round. Right, Jafar.
The fisherman. I'd like to have a word with him, if that's okay.
You want to go and speak with the fisherman?
Yeah.
Okay, right. What would you like to ask the fisherman?
That fish, how heavy is it?
Oh, sir, I have lost my fish. I have lost my fish. It is the best catch I have ever had, and he stole it from me. He stole it from me.
How heavy?
It was beautiful, and it was so large, and it was amazing, and I have lost it.
This guy's a blithering idiot. This guy, 10 out of 10 for the voice, by the way, but this guy's a blithering idiot. Can I have a look down the well and see how deep it is?
Okay, if you, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna cut to Ollie, and then I'll come back to this. Anwar.
Well, everything I've doing has been done, so I kind of just walk over to the well area and just as like off-duty guard person, just see to it that like the portion is okay and the system is not going to go back and attack him again.
Okay, I'm having problems hearing exactly what you're saying. Do you want to?
Basically, go back up, just go to the well area and just make sure that the fisherman doesn't start attacking the port again. Like, kind of filling my guard duty because everything else I thought of doing is done.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I've got to say, okay, your intelligence, Anwar's intelligence is not great, but with an 8, he's maybe not the cleverest guy in the world. He's not thick as pig shit. Okay, so you need to kind of. I just suddenly thought if you've not done a lot of D&D, 8 isn't good, but it's not too bad. Right, so you're going to stand there. Okay, right. So Liam, you peer over the well and look in the water at the same time as the fisherman. The well is. I have this down here. As ever, the moment I start looking at it, there we go. Right, it's about 6 foot in diameter, and it's circled by a lone stone wall, which you saw the fish kind of land on before it flipped itself in. It goes down quite a long way. It's probably about 30 foot to the waterline. You would have thought it's quite a way down, and there are ropes by the side. There's a bucket line which is hitched up to a donkey. So the idea is that if people want water, they can lower that down, and then the donkey will pull it up, and you can drink. There is nothing red and sparkly at the bottom of the well that you can see.
I reckon those ropes would hold a.
Yeah, I reckon they probably would. They're designed. They've got a donkey for pulling water up and down. It's a big bucket. It's going to be a big strong rope. They don't want to replace it very often. So yeah, you could probably scale down to the water. I'm gonna leave you thinking about that, and I'm gonna skip over Nabil for a moment and go to Yusef. And say, Charlie, the guy you were caring for kind of comes round.
Yep. So I'll ask him how heavy the fish was.
Khaled,
was there anything strange about it? Because he's a fish market man.
Kalim just says it's the most beautiful fish that he's ever seen, and the idea that it would be sold and destroyed just seemed terrible to him, and he just felt that he had to do something about it. Can you roll me a perception check?
I can do. 19 plus the rest of whatever I've got wherever it is. Where's the rest of the perception gone? 19 before I start. Oh, 21.
21. Okay, 21 is okay. He seems I have an interloper back in the room, which is why his camera's not there. He hasn't muted his microphone, but
Yeah, muted his microphone. Muted his microphone.
muted his microphone. Dub.
Stop talking in the well, come on.
Let me just mute.
It's a wonderful fish.
Right,
I've never seen one like it before.
now. Right, yeah. So it was the most amazing fish you'd ever seen, and there is something in his eyes that makes you think he is. He doesn't seem quite right. It's almost like something has affected him about the fish a lot more than it should do. A lot more than is natural, maybe.
Not the beating, just the fish. So it's a really special fish now.
That's right.
Okay, so I'll head over to the well and have a look at the donkey and make sure it's got 4 legs before someone gets in the bucket.
We've got a cord in case this goes pear-shaped.
Okay, Nabil.
Would it be a good idea to try and persuade Barbosa that there would be nuts in it for him if he went down and tried to see if there was the fish at the bottom?
So you would like to send him down the well. Have you muted yourself, mate? Okay.
It's a personal question.
You would like to send Barbosa down the well to go and see what's down there. Okay. Yeah. You speak to Barbosa and drop him onto the rope and kind of try and get him to run down and see if he can see the fish. It's not that easy to do that, largely because he's your familiar and you share a bond with him, but he's not that intelligent and you can't speak to him as if you'd speak to somebody. But you kind of think about the fish and put him onto the rope and kind of point down, and he kind of looks at you a bit strangely, and then goes, "We'll go and see what's down the rope." So yeah, he climbs down the rope.
Okay.
Right. I'll let him come up in a sec. Anwar, Oliver. Anything you'd particularly, anything you'd like to do at the moment?
Can I ask a question when he first found or got the fish?
It has been a terrible year. I have barely enough money to feed my family, and then today, of all days, this beautiful fish I catch, and it is the strangest thing I have ever seen. It begged me to release it, but I cannot release it. I need to feed my family. I need to eat. So I bring it to market, and then this, and he turns around, and only because you're still standing and you can barely see past your bulging chest muscles and arm muscles the porter that's recovering. This idiot snatches it from me and runs for no reason. I am lost. I am lost. Will none of you help me to retrieve the fish? Will you go and retrieve the fish? I give you half the money, whatever I make from it. You take shares, but I need the fish. I need the fish.
Hang about, mate. We are trying to help. What do you think he's setting his monkey down for?
You help me find fish. You help me get the fish back. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Idiot.
doing my best here.
No,
I
not
like the
you.
silly
This
voices.
bloke. I like the voice, but the bloke is an idiot. I'm not surprised he lost his fish.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Will you help as well? He says, looking over to Nabil, who's watching Barbosa kind of at the bottom of the well.
Am I feeling anything? Is there?
You're feeling kind of slight puzzlement from Barbosa, and he starts to come back up the rope.
Okay, to tempt him, I go Barbosa nuts, and then one hand hold the nut, throw it, and then make a movement with the other hand and wave it around at the top of the well.
Barbosa rather expertly leans out the rope and grabs the nut and stuffs it into his mouth and looks up at you and munches and then carries on climbing up. He did get all the way down to the waterline.
This may be metagaming. However, can I use a sense motive to find out whether the fisherman's also lost his marbles?
You roll a perception check. I'll let Anwar roll a perception check as well.
Okay, let's...
So Ollie, if you roll a d20 and add your perception score to it.
20.
Natural 20.
No, 18 plus 2.
Oh, right, 18 plus 2. That was good. I was trying to work out how I can make that a critical success.
Where's perception?
Perception is a skill. So on the front of the sheet on the right hand side.
Right.
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. The fisherman who introduces himself as Babazadak. I knew there was a name that I needed to spend 2 hours today learning so that it would just trip off my tongue, but it didn't. Babazadak. Yeah. Babazadak. No, he doesn't seem. Not that you necessarily know what Youssef identified, but he seems as as Jafar is beginning to think. He's not the sharpest tool in the box, but he doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him. No, he seems to just be extremely upset and agitated about the fact that this fish that he could have sold to feed his family. And I mean, like I said earlier, it would have been worth some money. How much I don't know. How much you don't know, but it would have been worth some money.
FYI, I was just pulling your leg. I didn't actually really mind, but take an opportunity.
No, there seems to be. Khalid seems to. Definitely doesn't seem to be quite right. There's something about him. He seems definitely kind of focused on this in a way that seems slightly like that. But no, I told you I should have spent the time practicing how to pronounce it. Babazadek. There we go. See, I gave you nice, easy names to pronounce. He just seems to be very, very upset about the fact that he's lost a fish that's worth a lot of money, and he's evidently not a rich guy. Right. What would you like to do?
Could I possibly start discussing with the other people that it may be a good idea to
Put the lightest person in the bucket.
well, there doesn't seem to be anything down there. It may be
There may be a tunnel we can't see.
That's what I was going to say. It may be an idea to consult somebody with a knowledge engineering skill, which I don't have.
Put him in the bucket. Send him down.
Who?
Water. So
What's the worst that could happen?
Who's? I'm just trying to work out.
Kill a character in the first session, I'll be so.
I'm just trying to work out. I don't think we got as far as weight on the character sheets, but Anwar is 6'1" and is built like a brick outhouse. So I don't think he's going to be particularly light. I think Yusef's probably not that big.
We're working on brains. We're working on brains at the moment. Not lightness.
No, somebody said who's the lightest, so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. James, can you mute that?
Mm-hmm.
Good lad. Okay. Jafar is only 5'6", but I believe you said was quite a rotund gentleman.
I think rotund is a perfect word to describe. Poddy and rotund, yes.
Okay, so likewise, he's fairly likely not to be the lightest of people.
Not to be the lightest, but I don't mind. I think I'm relatively good at scrabbling back up the rope afterwards.
This is true. Unless
we want to start.
Actually, you would be very good at scrabbling back up the rope, wouldn't you?
Well, we've got a donkey to pull the rope up.
You might be a good person to do it.
Yeah.
Charlie, how do you picture Yusef in terms of height and build?
Well, he's got leather-studded armour and so on, and a buckler and all the rest of it, but he's very strong. So I should think he's quite big.
Okay.
And fit and healthy, because he does a lot of walking, because he's travelling.
This is true.
So he won't be fat, but he won't be light.
All right, James, if you want to unmute yourself momentarily, remind me, Nabil.
Yeah.
What's his build like?
He's quite a slim gentleman. I mean, not anorexic, but you know, he's evidently he spends quite a lot of time on his feet, not on his backside. And he's kind of normal height, maybe 5'9".
So there's a fair chance that mute your mic again. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, so there's a fair chance actually that Nabil is possibly one of the lighter of the party, but as Liam says, Jafar is pretty strong and very dexterous, so he might be the best choice to descend. So do you want to have a quick chat amongst yourselves and work out who's going to go down?
It's whether we want a sort of a sack of potatoes that's just going to be lowered down and lowered back up again, or whether we actually want to back up. I suppose which one's the...
Well, I've got a negative climb skill, so I'm not particularly keen on going down there.
I would say your character's not keen on the climbing, so is Jafar...
I shall go down, and I will happily...
Yeah, it doesn't matter, we can put him in the bucket and lower it. That's what we got a donkey for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. On a purely mechanical reason, Okay, on a mechanical level, there is no problem with strapping the wizard into the bucket and lowering him down. However,
I don't think you know.
from a character point of view, the guy's quite booky, and he's out and about and he's fairly physical, but he's got if you've got a -1 in climb skill, you know you're not good at climbing up and down things. You're almost as bad as climbing up and down things as he is at muting things.
Yeah, I'd recommend that Liam Jafar goes down.
Send us down, or maybe some time. Yeah. I could go down.
Would he like a light to take down with him?
Yeah, you know what? Do you want to cast light somewhere? Oh, cast light on the little stone on my on the brooch of my turban, and then it'll be like a head torch.
I mutter.
Awesome.
There's something in touch the headstone, which slowly, like a old energy saving bulb, glows into life.
Excellent. I love that.
See, that's better than 3 cigarettes. Right, so you are you going to climb down the rope? Are you going to let them lower you down using the donkey, or?
Let me think about this.
What do you fancy
Did
doing?
you say there are multiple ropes, or?
No, there's one rope with a bucket on the end. There's other buckets lying about. It looks like every now and then they decide to undo one bucket and put another one in. So yeah, no, there's a couple of buckets lying around, but basically there's one rope which attaches to a thing that the donkey turns.
Okay, in that case, can I tie a big knot in the bottom so that I don't put my foot through the bucket and then lower myself down? I think it would, well, not lower myself, let the donkey go down.
You can't lower the donkey down.
Okay. Right. You arrange that. I'm guessing that somebody kind of deals with the donkey and helps it to do it. So shout up.
I'll reverse the donkey for him.
You'll reverse the donkey for him. Okay. So as you descend down into the well. It is around. It's about 30 foot down to the water. It's quite a long way. As you get to the bottom and shout up, whoa! I've got here. There's 2 things that you notice. The first thing is there isn't a fish. Certainly not a big red fish, because with the light that's blinking from the brooch on the front of your turban, you'd notice it. However, there is a small brick-lined tunnel which leads off about where the water line is. It's about 2 feet wide. It's only about 3 feet high, and you're looking at it trying to work it out. It's got about 9 inches of water in the bottom of it. I've suddenly realised I'm playing with a couple. Most of the players are young enough that I really do need to have a ruler here, so I can go 9 inches. That's about however many centimetres.
1.5 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about nearly 15 centimetres in deep of water in it.
No, it's got to be more than that. Give me a second.
6 inches, come on.
I don't know.
22.5.
22.5. Okay. It's 22 centimetres deep in water. About 20 centimetres deep in water. It's nearly a metre tall and 3/4 of a metre. 600 centimetres wide. 600
Can we do up his belt before we lower him in to make him thinner?
Yeah. So that's what you see.
I love these slippers. I don't want to get them wet. But I'm going to try and swing myself into it, sort of on the rope.
Would you like me to send Barbosa down to collect your slippers for you?
Yes, please. That would be. I would be so grateful if you could send him to collect my slippers.
If he poos in them, I'll be very happy.
Now, I don't want to slow the game down any more than it already is, but
just make him swing.
You're going to let the monkey try and take your slippers off while you're hanging on a rope most of the way down a well. I just wanted to make sure I got this right.
I can reach down and take the slipper off one at a time, and then I can hold them up to him and shake, and I'm sure the monkey is intelligent enough to come and get them if...
Okay. Barbosa scurries down the rope, takes the slippers from you, puts them in his mouth, and scurries back up the rope. And when he gets to the rope, he takes them back out of his mouth, and he looks at Nabil and puts a hand out.
As always, I give him his nuts. I think this is worth one per slipper. I then proceed to place them. I don't know where would be. There's got to be an intelligent place to put them. I'll put them in my pocket.
In a spare bucket, and we'll lower them down again in a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you put the you tuck the slippers away. Possible that Youssef has got something he can drop the slippers into or whatever. And down in the darkness, Jafar is going to try
Play the equivalent of tally ho and go straight into the tunnel.
Okay. I think that probably needs. I really didn't quite finish off your character sheet, did we? That probably needs an acrobatics check.
Which is I took a level in.
Yeah, so you've got 8 in it.
Hopefully followed by a swim check.
So.
Right, let me just get my dice app.
App.
Dice app. Has he gone completely?
It's just said he's joined the call.
Yeah.
He must have rolled a 1 then. Drop out like that. He fell in the water. The electrics went.
Is he going to come back?
While you're sitting there, get your pen and write the word gloom down.
Gloom.
Gloom. I was having a read of that. I'm going to watch the game thing later.
Okay.
So he's down the well and he's gone in the black. We can't see him now.
Well, yeah, we're waiting to find out what he
The
rolled.
question is, do we lower somebody else down now or not?
Water.
Yeah, do we lower somebody else down or not?
Well, we don't know if he's made another bucket yet.
I think we need to find out whether he wasn't so much in the bucket as swinging, and he swung from left to right.
What does he need to? What number of dice does he need to roll? Ollie can roll for him.
He needs to roll a 20. We need to roll a 20 and then add an 8 to it.
Go on, Alec. Go on, Oliver. Roll it. Go on.
12.
12.
Swimming.
Oh, so
Plus his
that's
8.
12 just on the dice, so that's a 20.
No. 12 in total. I've got a 4.
I'd love to touch him for luck, but he's out of reach. There he is.
Is he back?
Oh, that was just gone again. Gone again.
Completely, but hopefully he'll be coming back.
Has somebody turned the light on and off there?
Has somebody turned the light on where?
It's gone dark again. It's your screen, is it? It's your computer screen or something getting brighter and darker.
Ah, yes. It's if I go to look at something else on the screen, then
Yeah.
it's all white because that was Facebook. I was just seeing whether or not I got a message from him. And when I turn it down, that makes sense. Yes. Okay, I'm going to mute for a moment, partly because I need to get another drink. Do you three want to discuss what you think your best course of action is for when he gets back?
Okay.
Well, perhaps he's drowned.
Firstly, Liam's just left a message. Secondly, I think we could possibly lower somebody down to have a look, but I don't think we should necessarily try and enter the tunnel if we can't see him.
Yeah, I agree with James.
I'd also point out that I have a swim skill of -1, so again, I'm not very keen on going down there.
I've got a swim skill of 1. I can go down if necessary.
I have a 4.
You've got 4,
I think
Oliver.
we may be sending Oliver.
He's back.
Is he?
Yep.
Sort of.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
No idea what happened there.
Right. Would you like to roll a d20?
Well, indeed.
Don't get a 4.
19!
That's better than a 4.
I can't see his video or anything, but I can hear him.
There we go. That's fine. That's fairly effortless, I've got to say. You well, that's effortless. Do you wish to describe how you?
Well, first and foremost, I'm making the assumption that that is not followed by a swim check.
No. You've got a climb of, you've got an acrobatics of 8. So you just rolled a 27. You did it effortlessly.
Well, sort of a little lean back and a sort of and dive into it head first in a dramatic and impressive way. But no one can see it, so it only amuses myself.
Well, the guys looking down the well at this idiot swings backwards and just like dives, and they just see the light disappear down the tunnel. And there's still some light filtering around it. James, mute your mic. There's still some light kind of filtering around it, around you, so they can still see that's there. And I'm guessing somebody's going to shout down, "Are you all right?"
Yeah.
How would you like to reply?
It's a little bit wet down here. I don't know why he has a squeaky voice. I sort of picture him being much more impressive.
I love the idea that the trained orator and singer extraordinaire.
Has got a squeaky voice.
Yeah.
His voice could change each session.
Yeah.
As you go up a level.
Man of many voices.
Yeah, up a level, up an octave.
Okay, yeah, no, the narrow tunnel leads on a little way. Looks like it leads on above you. There's no kind of ledges or protrusions, but it seems to lead on for a fair way.
Does he have a light or not?
Yes, he's got a light the gem of his turban.
Oh, right. So, can we go down and join him?
You can if you would like to.
Are we going to send Ollie down first?
I think we should. Has he asked us to come down and join him? I'm aware it could possibly be putting. If we suddenly need to quickly retreat, it could put us at somewhat of a disadvantage.
You're at a disadvantage. I'm the one that's down there.
With no shoes.
With no shoes, yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, if you're at the front of a small tunnel and behind you there are 4 other idiots and you come face to face with something, then you definitely are at a disadvantage.
Not as much as a disadvantage if I come face to it by myself.
Yeah, because you can't even scurry backwards.
Well, yeah.
At least I was standing behind him, I can heal him.
This is fair. So do people want to
Yeah.
to go down and follow him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask the fisherman to lower us down one by one.
Wait, let's get the fisherman down here as well.
Oh, I wouldn't put up with him. I think he'd find himself on looking at the wrong end of a goblin dog or whatever else I can cast with summon monster.
Well,
If you can't cast a dolphin, you're out. I'm sorry.
then it's our fish now. Not him.
I think actually you can summon a dolphin, but
Can he? Oh, right.
there aren't many things on that list. But I think one of them is dolphin, which is a little random.
So who's going down next, Ollie?
Yep, I can, yeah.
Okay. Right. So Ollie, Nabil goes and speaks with the fisherman who says yes I will help you, and he helps you get the donkey back up, and you get hold of the rope, and the donkey is getting a bit fed up with it, but it's all right. He goes, sinks you back down to the into the well. Right, you will also need to make an acrobatics check.
Right.
So this is right at the top of your skills.
Yes. So lots of numbers.
I believe you have a +3 for acrobatics.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep,
if you
right.
roll preferably better than a 4 and then add 3 to it.
16.
Okay. Yeah, you likewise swing out and slightly less gracefully than Jafar did. You sort of swing out, jump in and land with a huge splash in the water, but safe and sound, and crawl up a little further. Who's going down next?
I suppose I better go next. Then I'll be there to help our non-swimmer.
Or would it be a good idea to have the strongest person stood by the edge of the pool to
Go on then,
pull the
go for
drowning
it.
man out?
Go for it.
Okay, I think I'll go down next then.
Right, you get lowered down. I don't even want to know the answer to this question. Would you like to tell me what your acrobatic skill is?
Mostly followed by swimming skill. Go on.
It has a total of 4, so it's not that bad. However, I rolled a 2, so that puts me at 6.
Okay, right. So that's a 6. Would you like to roll me a swim check? On the grounds that your dice can't roll that low twice.
What your swim is? What's your swim,
not
James?
really. -1.
Oh, rather not if it's all the same with you.
What about his monkey?
11.
Can it help?
11.
I think you'll be laughing.
Yeah.
11 in total.
11 in total. Okay, you let go of the rope. You kind of flash on the edge of the thing, and you kind of splash and flounder your way into the tunnel. It's safe. It didn't feel very safe, and it definitely wasn't pretty, but you managed to do it. So okay, you're. It's not quite that bad, Liam, but it's.
When I'm inside the tunnel, I pull out my bag of nuts and check that they're all dry.
Yeah, Barbosa's definitely quite keen on you pulling out your bag of nuts. Okay, right, Yusef.
Yep.
Saying goodbye to the fisherman whose name I've given up trying to pronounce.
Thank you, fisherman.
Who gives you, thanks you 1,000 times and begs you to get his fish back for him.
The offer still stands at 50% of the money, does it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He lowers you down into the well. Okay, would you like to roll me an acrobatics check?
Yes, it's not going to be pretty. Oh, 10.
10 total?
Well, I've got
Yes, so
no
you've got
plus.
acrobatics of none.
Nothing. That's 10.
Okay, that's actually good enough to make it to the to the mouth of the tunnel. So, like I say, I mean it's pretty tight in there, especially for Anwar. Your shoulders are kind of scraping both sides of the tunnel at the same time. You're quite pleased you didn't bring your great sword with you because you'd have never got it down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys work your way down the tunnel from what little light reflects back through past Shafar as he waddles on all fours in a fairly dexterous way along the tunnel. Yeah, the narrow tunnel leads on for it feels like a long way. You're not quite sure quite how far, and then suddenly it comes out into the top of a cistern. It's pretty. It's suddenly a whole lot bigger. Sorry, find the piece of paper that I'm looking for.
Lucky I ran off into the market and bought some rope.
Yes, as you crawl along, it suddenly comes out into a huge round cistern. It's probably about 20 feet in diameter. And it's quite deep. The water level is slightly above the level of the tunnel. So this has obviously been connecting. It connects the well to this big open cistern. But it looks like it might be quite deep. So Shafar, you're sorry?
Is this further inland? Is like the direction of it?
Yeah, it is. You kind of get the feeling you're probably still outside the city walls, but you're not far outside the city walls. There are various buildings that are set up outside the city. The city occasionally gets attacked, but although it's in a kind of skirmish war with another couple of cities, it's unusual that they ever actually end up really attacking the cities. It's more kind of every now and then there's a battle out on the plains. So there are some buildings built out around the walls. They tend to be frequented by sailors. They tend to be kind of the lower class places. But you think you're outside. You might even be inside the walls. You're not quite sure at the moment. But yeah, you're definitely further inland. Jafar, what would you've suddenly stuck your head out and gone, okay, this is big. You know, it's 10 times the width of where you were just in.
So I'm a little confused as to what exactly. So is it like? I don't know if you can see.
Can't be inside a big jug.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you've done.
Okay.
And as you scan around, there's another tunnel. slightly wider than the one that you've just come in on, in front of you, sort of the other side of the cistern, and off on your left. There's a second tunnel, so there's kind of 3 tunnels. The slightly narrower one that you're in, and then there's 2. There's one goes off to the left and one goes in front of you, but they're 20 feet away, the other side of the pool.
Are the edges around it smooth?
Fairly smooth.
So there's no like helpful ledge sticking out or anything.
There's no helpful ledge sticking out. No.
What about up?
What about?
Is there a roof? Does it just open up into the sky,
it opens up a little way. No. It's still very, very dark in there. If it wasn't for the light of your torch, the light of your gem, it would be pitch black down there. It's the only light you have is from that. So yeah, it opens up probably about another 5 or 6 feet to the ceiling, which is again of stone, the same kind of not completely smooth, but certainly not pitted surface.
Yeah. Well, I turn around and start talking to the other people. Do any of us have any rope on us? I know you said that none of us have our stuff, but someone did. I couldn't quite.
I had some, but I've only got my fighting kit as such.
No. Yusef will have rope with him. Pretty much, Yusef will have anything that he was carrying with him.
I'll get my rubber dinghy out then. I'll get my rope out then.
If Yusef generally has rope, Yusef has got rope with him. That's
yeah.
Who is likely to be the strongest swimmer?
You can swim. Let me have a little look here. You've got a swim score of 2. I know because
Ollie
did it.
Ollie.
It probably is actually.
I've got 4.
Yeah, he's probably the best at swimming, and he's also got the advantage that he's just behind you.
Well,
which
shall we
means
tie
you
the
could
rope
kinda...
to him?
Yeah, I'll throw him in.
Throw him in, and then once he gets to the other side, he can drag our drowning, spluttering. Well, not
How far was it across?
Hopefully not carcasses.
How far was it across?
It's about 20 feet.
Are there any marked bits in the wall above the entrance and the exit that we can tie a rope on and shimmy across once the first person's over? No? Okay. So we're going to have to hold both ends and let somebody across and then pull back the slack. Okay.
Okay. So Charlie is trying to tie the rope onto Anwar in the semi-darkness, and suddenly the light, the only light that you have from the jewel, goes out.
In that case, I will cast dancing lights.
Wait, no, I can cast light as many times as
dancing lights
need be, and I have a time of 15 minutes on it because I have I'm sure there was some. I think Summoner's Charm increases the duration by 50%.
Does it increase evocation?
I think so. You're the one sat with the rule book in your hands. I can see you.
I'm the one flipping through the rule book, going, "How does that work then?"
I think it's in the wizard.
Yeah, no. I know. So you took. Did you take evocation then?
Yes, I believe I did. No, conjuration.
Conjuration. Nope. It's conjuration spells, not evocation spells that are extended.
Okay.
He can cast it as many times as he likes.
You can
Yeah.
cast it. You can cast it as often as you like. It takes a standard action. It gives you 10 minutes of light.
Go on and go for it, James. Cast it for 10 minutes of light.
I'll cast light on his headstone again.
Can't you cast it on his bum?
Light is light a touch spell. I'm going to be a pain, so you can't reach it.
You want to cast it on someone on Ollie's character. What are you carrying, Ollie?
Well, you can cast.
He's the one going the other side.
Well, it makes as much sense as anything else. I know it only lasts for a minute, but you can cast dancing lights, or you could cast both.
Yeah, let's do both. Let's do one over this side, and I'll cast dancing lights on that side.
You, Seth, you also have light.
Yep, I do.
Would you like to cast light on something?
On something? I don't know what to cast light on. I mean, I'm going to be the last one across by the look of it, so what can I cast light on?
Any object.
Any object, but I've got to be able to use it, hold it in sight, or whatever.
Yeah.
Hello?
I don't really want to cast it on a mace because I've got to swim.
1 sec, Ollie. Right, Ollie, sorry?
A vote? You can see the vote.
You could cast it on the end of the rope.
Could I cast light on my what was it called? Could I cast it on my Agal, which will give a 360-degree light?
You could cast it on your Agal. I quite like that idea.
I'll do that.
So behind you in the tunnel, there's this kind of muttering sound, and suddenly, does anybody know what an Agal is?
No.
It's, right, you know the rings that go, when you see the Saudi guys, they've got the rings around the headdress.
Oh, right, yeah.
Those
the elastic band of the turban
are now brilliant white. So yeah, so James has cast light on his Agal, which is giving you enough light that you suddenly go, oh no, that's better. I can see a bit more now. So okay, is that now the only light source?
At the moment, yep. Once we get the first person over, I'll cast mine.
Okay.
Then we'll be staggered.
Ah.
Aha!
Okay. Right. So you continue to tie the rope onto Anwar, who I'm guessing that Jafar will have to kind of get out into the water in order to let him past, because it's still pretty narrow up to that point. Okay. You get hold of the edge and kind of get yourself out and get yourself round. The water seems to be quite cool. But quite, it seems to be clean water. I mean, obviously, you know, it's connected to the well, so but it seems to be all right.
Which exit are we going for?
Is there any difference aesthetically between the two? Are there any markings? Is there one wider or?
No, they look pretty similar.
Go for the nearest one then.
One on the left then?
Nearest one is probably the one on the left.
Yep. Well, somebody said always turn left.
Right, Anwar. The vote is for you to swim to the tunnel on the left.
Yeah, that's fine. Is the fish likely to be able to swim into one of these tunnels? Are they like below, so like the water's like in them so that it can just swim on through, or?
There's only about 20 centimeters of water in the bottom of each of the tunnels. So the tunnel's about 3 feet high, about 3 feet wide. These two are slightly wider than the ones you were in, and yeah, they've just got 20 centimeters of water in the bottom, so you can just swim up to it and then pull yourself up and flop yourself in. Would you like to roll me a swim check?
Okay. So that's plus my swim skill.
Yep.
22.
22.
That's walk on water, isn't it?
Yeah, you kind of push off from the side and just kind of glide across, grab the side, pull yourself in, and go. Yeah, I'm in.
So I'll tie the next person on.
You gonna tie on, or are you gonna do it just holding on?
Oh, I'll hold one end while he holds the other end, and people can go across one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That all sounds fine to me. So
who's going next? Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Jafar.
Before I go across, I'm going to cast dancing lights on the other side where he's standing, so a little orb is sort of just behind him, glowing quite nicely, so that we can see what we're doing. That's only going to last for a minute, though, just so.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, and then do I take a swim check holding onto this rope?
I don't think you even need a swim check. I think if you're holding onto the rope and trying to just kind of pull yourself across, I'm going to suggest that you're moderately fit, you're pretty strong, you're pretty agile. That's fine. That's not a problem.
Both ends are anchored.
Yeah, I'm not, and you're floating in water, so it's not even like you're trying to support most of your weight. You know, I'm not even going to make Nabil take a swim check. As much fun as that would be.
I'm going to let Barbosa run along on the rope rather than probably get nearly drowned with me.
There is such a temptation to make Anwar suddenly have to save versus realising that it's not a rat, but no, that's fine. Jafar makes it across, Barbosa makes it across, Nabil makes it across. It's quite easy once you're doing that.
I'm now casting light on the monkey, okay?
You can't cast a light on the monkey. I do have
He must have a collar or something, come on.
I do have a feeling that James said he was wearing a waistcoat.
Hmm.
Am I right, James?
I don't have any recollection of this, however, I'm sure.
You must have a fez or something.
He doesn't.
How did he have a fez? It would fall off the moment he went for a nut.
Well, for Indiana Jones.
I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him kind of webbing or something that can have nuts put into.
So a little harness with food pouches.
All right, I'll put my light. I'll put all my rope away.
It's got a little backpack kind of thing on.
I think I prefer the idea of a fez.
I'll put my rope away then, casting light on my mace.
Well, you haven't got across yet.
Oh, right, okay.
You're still the other side. Yeah, okay, so you're going to...
Hold on to the end of the rope and they're going to pull me across.
Okay. I am going to make you... I'm going to make you roll a swim check, but you get massive advantage
15.
on that. 15 is definitely enough.
I'm going to get a 1+, but I've got 14.
Yeah, no, that's fine. By the time... that's fine. So, yeah, you slide across as well. So you go back into the tunnel. I'm going to guess it's kind of Jafar, and from this point on, for the next bit of tunnel, it's going to be Jafar and then Nabil, and then I know Anwar or Youssef. Which one of you two wants to go first? Because you haven't really got room. You've just about got room to push past Anwar to get into the tunnel, but not then to...
I think I should go third.
Okay,
I'm going to presume nothing's creeping up behind us.
And then we have the fighter at the back. That's fine.
Now I'm pushing to the front.
You can't get him to the front. There's no room, and he was the one. He was the one pulling you across.
I can always cast summon monster.
Okay.
In front of. Jafar. If.
Okay. Okay.
Mute that mic.
Okay, so so Jafar's back at the front, isn't he? Yes. Right. So Jafar, Have you got a light source with you now? I'm trying to remember what we did. I think you can tow. I don't think you have got a light source with you, actually.
No, but I can keep casting dancing lights and just make it follow me.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
0, so I can just keep casting it.
Okay. You splash your way along this tunnel. It's about 100 foot. You're kind of guessing that kind of thing, and then as you get within about sort of 20-30 feet of the end, you can see the end, and you can see that it turns around to the right. You stop me if you want, if you need to say hang on before you get there. Okay, so you yes, you continue to you get to the end and peer around the corner, and the tunnel carries on about another 10, maybe 15 feet, and it looks like it opens up after about another 10 feet. So you follow on to the end, and you're moderately surprised to see yourself come out into what looks like a shallow bathing pool, lined with green glazed tiles. In the bottom of the pool, twisted up into this just mangled pile of scrap, is what looks like used to be the metal grating that would have ended this tunnel. So something has ripped it off and just twisted it to bits, and it is now at the bottom of the pool. Sorry, Ollie, say again.
That's a pretty strong fish. It has to have arms.
How big's the bathing pool?
The bathing pool is about 20 feet wide by, well, the bottom of the bathing pool is about 20 feet wide by about 10 feet in front of you. But it rises up in tiers, in sort of little steps up to a tiled area around the edge. So the tiles are probably about kind of 8 feet around the edge of the pool, so you kind of got a deepish bit in the middle. It's not that deep now, but it evidently it was deeper. But it then kind of rises up about, I don't know, probably about 10 feet. Quite steep kind of tiers come out where you could sit once you were trying to cool down after the steam room, and around the top there is another tiled area. So it looks like a kind of fairly low class hammam.
Can we see the way out of this bathing area? Like, is there a door to the rest of the facility?
There is a doorway there. There are two doorways there. There's one as you come up out of the pool. There's one in front of you, and there's one off to the left. Both of them though are bricked up, which is not entirely what you were expecting. I am looking at the time, and I know we didn't get started until late, but I think I probably need to call time, I'm afraid, because it's 10:30. So I think we'll leave it there as the four of you finally get to stand up and stretch and work the kinks out.
We'll camp here.
Where are we here?
Yeah, we're going to camp here for the night.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I'm going to go off air, and we'll restart this in a minute. So give me half a sec.